Yorana, and welcome back to FM19. I hope you're all doing well. What have we got this episode? Well, we've got a kind of run into the OCL. So we're going to be playing against Taha. We're 5th. Let's have a look at the table. Remind ourselves where we are. So we dropped down into 2nd because Moria won their game in hand. So they're top with 37. We're 2nd with 36. AS Chance are 2 points behind us, but they can't qualify for the OCL, as far as I'm aware. So they're not an issue. The issue is the Tahiti Islanders. So they've got a game in hand. If they win that game in hand, then they would be 4 points behind us. Then depending on what the schedule's like, they could play enough to try and beat us, but I think we've kind of got it in the bag. We don't know. So it could well be that this episode I just play the Taha match and then I'll come back when I know for definite and then we'll move on. Because you don't necessarily need to see me play a couple of matches because it's not hanging in the balance particularly delicately. But we know we're not in the continental competition yet because it's not here for us. We'll just have to wait and see. So it's the 3rd, I think, of January or the 6th of January. Can't remember from the last video where they'll make the decision, basically. We've not played any of the matches between now and then. So we just need to make a few changes here and there. Stroud to come back, I think. Lamb, come with Thomas. Maggie can come in there, but he can come in on for Sabua. Manuel's suspended. And there we are. Luckman Chidi's still covering for his knock, we'll have to see. Taha should be an interesting one. I don't know how we'll do against them, actually. We're doing okay in the league. They're not too far off the pace. Yep, looks good. Oh, something I learn't recently. You can change the colour of the ball in the interface. This isn't an editing or an editor setting. So if I ever get one of those pitches where I can't see the ball anymore because the sand's too bright because of the sun or whatever, I can just change the colour of the ball in the interface, which is good. Didn't realise there's lots of interface and colour settings I didn't realise were there. I was just poking around a little while ago. So they've got Fabian Brun, Serge Delmas, Emerick de Freitas. Oh, Yannick Janin. That's why I was deeply worried about what's going on. So he's worth 110. How many goals has he scored for them? Let's just click off for a second. He's got 10 goals in 16 league appearances for them. He is obviously a goal machine. Yeah, he's on our shortlist. Good. So they've got a good team. They've got Mikel Jordan, Emerick de Freitas, or Freitas. They've not got Wallace there. What happened here? Is this from a throw-in or a corner? Alright. I always feel a bit bad about that throw-in routine. So I think I mentioned a few episodes ago that there's this kind of exploit that's out there where you can, in your kind of throw-in routine, you can have 3 players come short and then you pass to them. And that helps you kind of bypass the defence. Normally what happens is one of 2 things. Either the player who gets the ball manages to get past the one defender who comes across into this sort of space and manage to take a shot goal at an angle that's normally quite successful. Or they get past that player and get a cross in, and because that player has come across and come to that player and that cross is going back, they play everybody on side pretty much, and their defensive line moves forwards. It just kind of shifts forwards as a reaction to the ball not coming in sort of long. But because that defender also comes forward, he plays everyone on side, but their defensive line leaves everyone free as well. And I think that's kind of what happened with that throw-in one. It's not the way I set it up, because I didn't have a short option, it went long. But because he came across to get to the player who got the long ball, the kind of Rory de Lap throw-in, he played Wallace and another player on side. So I think it was using a similar kind of issue. They struggle with the throw-ins. But I'm happy with that. I can live with issues with the match engine as long as I'm not actively exploiting them. I've not set up the throwing routine to do that. I've set up the throwing routine because I like doing the kind of Rory Delap throws. So Ace Chance are winning. He don't appear to be playing. So this is yet another game in hand they would have honours. I don't think I've noticed Yanin playing at all so far. It's not around. Do getting it back so we can attack, because come on, stop him. Peter Brady, that name may be familiar because every time that name comes up, I'm like, oh, that name might be familiar. Why do I know that name? It's happened enough now that I know it's because he's an Australian striker that we signed on trial for the Humpbacks seasons and seasons ago, and didn't go for him because he didn't look that good at the time. And also because he's Australian, we wanted more kind of Polynesian players, so we passed on him. But because we brought him in, other teams picked him up, and he's been doing all right. He's actually quite good. Where is he on here? Why can't I see him? He came on and they subbed him off. Must have got injured. Subbed in the 47th and off in the 60th. Or maybe he's just good for some kind of like contract clause. He scores too many goals in a match, you have to pay him too much money. Bring on Higgins and Kerr. Let's get the engine changed up. Bring on Shaber for Tamangaro, who's having a bit of a goal drought. That goal drought has not stopped me putting in a contract offer for him there, so it's in that kind of January window where you're going to make your contract offers and extensions. Tamangaro, Wallace, they've been Hewitt have all been offered new contracts. Kerr, so close. All been offered new contracts. I think they've all accepted it with a slight pay decrease as well, like they just set up that way. It's like £25, £50 here and there that they've gone down by. But I'll take that. They're doing the negotiating for me. Right, so 1-1. A draw will do us. Unlucky, I guess. Right then. So as it stands, we have first, but Moria will probably overtake us. Huahine have got 2 games in hand. They cannot overtake us. I'm pretty sure we've qualified for the OCL now. It's not on there. I'm going to pause and I'll come back when I actually know. That'll be the end of this episode. It'll be a short one, I think. Well, that didn't take too long. It's the 14th of January. They've drawn the OCL preliminary stages, which means our place has been confirmed. So we'll be playing in the OCL soon, so that's going to be another set of fixtures for us to go through. I have absolutely no hope, or no kind of aspirations to win it this season. I don't think we can. I just don't think we're strong enough. Yeah, and when I look for players to join, former players who might be interested, we've got a few who seem to be interested now, but I imagine if I offer them contracts, I'm going to get sharp shift there for them with their contract demands. And also, of these 3 here, for example, only Ahmed Smith's worth bringing on board if we can. So I don't think we're going to actually win. 700, 650. Let's try 675. Let's try 675. There we go. Just hold out because he's been out of a job for a little while now. He should be better than our other keepers, actually. That should be good. That I wasn't intending to show you that. That's just naturally happened. So there we go. We've made it into the OCL. That's not bad for our debut season in the Premiership. I'll probably end the episode here. We'll come back in the next episode. Blah, 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 will be... I can't find it. Schedule, there we go. So I'll come back for the Humpbacks game. And then probably the Eels game as well, because these are 2 key challenges. If we can get points, a decent amount of points of both of these, then we'll be in a good position. And then we'll have to do the same against Moria later on to really kind of cement the kind of Premiership race. We've done a lot better than planned for this sort of debut season. It's not a bad record there. The gap's not huge. Other teams are playing well. Chance and Moria. Again, I'm proud of how we're doing, but I don't think we'll last the distance for this one. But we'll see. We'll try. We'll do our best. Thanks very much, as always, for watching. If you've got any suggestions for this series or FM20, or if there's anything you want to see that I've not done in a video, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks.